Welcome to Global Gateways. Today, we're diving into the economic roller coaster of visa-free travel. Sarah, why does the world suddenly care about open borders and their economic spillover?
Hey, thanks for having me. The buzz is real because visa-free policies are like opening floodgates for travelers. Suddenly, more people can visit, spend, and invest, which can revitalize local economies almost overnight.
I love that floodgate analogy. But before we get swept away, can you break down how a single policy tweak can ripple through a nation's economy?
Absolutely. Imagine a country as a theme park. Remove the entry tiki-taka, the visa, and suddenly, attendance skyrockets. People spend more money inside, boosting every booth and ride operator except, in this case, it's the hotels, restaurants, and shops.
So let's talk numbers. When a country goes visa-free, how much does tourism actually spike?
A 2019 UNWTO report found that visa facilitation increased tourist arrivals by up to 25%. That's millions more visitors, each spending on average $1-200 per trip. Think about the cash injection for local businesses.
That's like giving the economy a shot of espresso. But does this windfall favor big cities, or do smaller communities get a slice too?
Great question. While big cities get the spotlight, smaller towns near attractions or border crossings see hotel bookings double and local guides thrive. It's a ripple effect, reaching unexpected corners of the country.
Tourists aren't the only ones packing their bags. How does visa-free access grease the wheels for business?
Imagine being able to shake hands with a potential partner next week instead of next year. Visa-free policies cut red tape, making it faster to seal deals, scout markets, or attend Exposki ingredients for international investment.
Sounds like a networking dream. Are there any numbers showing just how much business travel increases?
According to the World Bank, countries that relaxed visa restrictions saw a 12% rise in cross-border business visits within the first year. It's not just CEOs, startups, and freelancers benefit too.
Let's switch gears to travelers' wallets. How do visa-free policies make destinations more accessible for regular folks?
Visa fees can be sneaky sometimes, 100 or more per application, plus travel to embassies. Dropping those costs means families, students, and backpackers can afford trips they'd otherwise skip. It's democratizing travel.
I bet that also means more spontaneous trips, last-minute flights to Paris. Anyone?
Exactly. The spontaneity factor boosts off-peak tourism, filling hotels in shoulder seasons. Airlines and local businesses love it because it smooths out demand year-round.
With all these visitors flooding in, who's hiring? Which sectors see the biggest job booms?
Hospitality is the obvious winner. Hotels, restaurants, and tour operators ramp up hiring, but it trickles down. Taxi drivers, street vendors, even local musicians see more gigs. The World Travel Tourism Council estimates 1 in 10 global jobs ties back to tourism.
That's wild. Are these jobs just seasonal, or do they become permanent fixtures in the economy?
It depends. In hotspots, many jobs become year-round as tourism stabilizes. Some regions, like Bali, have transformed entire local economies thanks to sustained visa-free tourism.
Beyond the dollars and cents, do visa-free agreements help countries get along better?
Definitely. Visa-free travel is often a handshake between nations. It signals trust, opening doors to trade agreements, joint ventures, and even cultural exchanges. Think of it as economic matchmaking on a global scale.
Any famous examples where a visa-free policy led to bigger partnerships?
Look at the Schengen area. Not only did travel skyrocket, but EU member states saw intra-European trade grow by 30% within a decade. That's the power of open borders at work.
All right, let's address the elephant in the terminal security concerns. More travelers mean more work for border agents, right?
Absolutely. Visa-free travel shifts the security burden from embassies to border checkpoints. Countries invest heavily in tech. Think biometric scanners and AI-powered risk analysis to keep things running smoothly without sacrificing safety.
Sounds high-tech, but does that mean higher costs for taxpayers?
Short term, yes. Upgrading infrastructure isn't cheap, but many nations argue the economic gains from tourism and trade far outweigh these investments over time.
With all these new visitors, I imagine popular sites can get a little crowded. How big of a problem is overcrowding?
It's a real issue. Cities like Barcelona or Venice have seen local frustration over tourist congestion, which strains roads, public transport, and even water supplies. Sometimes, the charm that draws tourists starts to erode.
Are there creative fixes, or are locals just stuck dodging selfie sticks forever?
Some spots use timed entry, tourist taxes, or even cap visitor numbers to protect infrastructure. Japan's Kyoto, for example, encourages visitors to explore lesser-known districts to spread the load.
Let's not forget the government side visa fees are a moneymaker. How do countries cope with losing that revenue?
It's a balancing act. Some countries lose millions in annual visa fees. However, if the uptick in tourist spending is high enough, it more than compensates. Thailand, after waiving fees, saw overall tourism revenue jump by 15%, a net gain.
So it's a bit of a gamble then, banking on the multiplier effect of more visitors spending more money?
Exactly. Governments crunch the numbers beforehand, but there's always an element of risk. The key is making sure the new spending outweighs lost fees.
Wrapping up, it seems visa-free travel is a double-edged sword. How can countries maximize benefits while dodging the pitfalls?
Policy innovation is crucial. Smart data analysis, dynamic visa waivers during off-peak periods, and reinvesting tourism profits into infrastructure can keep things sustainable. The goal is balanced growth, not just bigger numbers.
So it's about being proactive, not just reactive using tech, planning, and even a dash of psychology to manage crowds and keep everyone happy?
You got it. The future of travel is all about smart management. Visa-free policies open doors, but it's up to each country to make sure those doors don't swing off their hinges.